She didn't know what Christmas was. You ever have one of those moments where a single sentence shatters you? For me, it was when my daughter looked up at me and said, "What's Christmas?" I wasn't prepared for that. 5 years earlier, I thought I had everything. I was married to Emma, my college sweetheart. She had the kind of laugh that could pull you out of the darkest day. When she told me we were having a baby girl, I swear I'd never felt so alive. We spent nights painting the nursery soft yellow, arguing playfully about baby names until we finally settled on Grace. I used to talk to her through Emma's belly, promising her a world full of music, sunlight, and love. But the world had other plans. A month before Grace was due, I got the worst phone call of my life. A drunk driver, one red light. In a single night, I lost them both. For years, I couldn't breathe without feeling like I was stealing air I didn't deserve. Christmases were the worst. The lights, the songs, they all felt cruel. I stopped celebrating. I stopped everything. Then one morning, 5 years later, I was driving past an adoption center. There was a sign in the window, siblings in need of a home. I don't know what came over me. Maybe it was Grace. Maybe it was Emma. Maybe it was God. But I went inside. That's where I met Lily. 7 years old. Brown hair like autumn leaves. Eyes that never stayed still long enough to meet mine. The social worker told me they'd been living in a van with their mom for years. Neglect, police reports, things no child should ever have to survive. When I brought them home, the first thing Lily asked was if they could take a bath. She was so small, sitting in the warm water, watching bubbles float around her like it was magic. I had to turn away because I didn't want her to see me cry. That night, I tucked them into real beds with clean sheets. They didn't know they were supposed to close their eyes right away. They just kept whispering to each other, "Do you think it's okay to sleep here?" I told them, "It's more than okay. You're safe now." Weeks passed, and the air outside grew colder. Stores filled with garlands and bells. Christmas songs played everywhere, and one night, while hanging up some lights outside, I asked, "So, what do you two want for Christmas?" Lily tilted her head. "What's Christmas?" I thought she was joking. You know, Santa Claus, presents, cookies, snow. She blinked, confused. "Who's Santa?" I laughed softly, trying not to show the ache in my chest. "He's a guy who brings gifts to kids who've been good." She frowned. "So people just give things? For no reason." Her brother asked if Santa ever took kids away instead. That one broke me. Later, on Christmas Eve, I caught them running to the window every few minutes. I smiled, thinking they were looking for Santa. I told them, "He won't come until you're asleep." But Lily shook her head. "We're not looking for him. We're watching for the police. They always came on Christmas Eve." I barely made it to the kitchen before the tears hit. I stood there, hands gripping the counter, promising myself they would never have a Christmas like that again. So, after they fell asleep, I went all out. Cookies and milk gone. Fake snow footprints from the fireplace to the tree. Stockings filled with little toys and books. It wasn't much, but it was made with love. When the sun rose, I woke to the sound of laughter. Real laughter. The kind that shakes the walls and fills every empty part of you. They came running into my room, holding a half-empty cookie plate and yelling. He came. He really came. I stumbled out, pretending to be half asleep. "Who came?" "Santa." Lily said, eyes wide. "Look, he left footprints." He drank the milk. They didn't even open the presents for the first few minutes. They just kept dancing around, repeating, "He's real. He's real." And maybe he was, because that morning, something inside me healed. For the first time in years, the house felt alive again. Warm, loud, full of light. Later that night, after they fell asleep under the glow of Christmas lights, I sat by the window and whispered, "Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Grace." I realized Christmas wasn't about gifts or trees or even Santa. It was about giving someone a reason to believe again. And maybe that's what we all need sometimes. A reason to believe the world can still be kind. If the story finds you, give someone that reason. Because you never know whose faith you might save just by showing them love. Like, share, and subscribe for more true stories that remind us what really matters.